And greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome back to, you're tuned into Global Recovery Today. Here it's Wednesday, here at Universal Broadcasting Network. You can find us on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, TuneIn, and of course, YouTube. And we've got an exciting show. And of course, Tyson is, as usual, in a undisclosed location somewhere here in Southern California. And Tyson is actually one of the co-founders of Global Recovery Today and the Ibogaine Institute. And he is focused on a group of mixed people dedicated to finding real solutions for addiction and its root causes. So, Tyson, take it away.
Thanks, Walt. I really appreciate it. And, a lot has happened here in the past few weeks. Things that started, years ago have started to fall into place. And we're going to go over a few of the things that are happening to help people that struggle, that are with addiction, that are looking for treatment, ways to fund their treatment. And, what are the different options in treatment? So there's just a lot going on. What I wanted to talk about today is the recovery dogs. The recovery dogs.
Yes, we talked about it in the last week too. Last show.
Right, the nonprofit, and it's finally been it's launched. We're actively working now down in the Rosarita area with the Sanctuario Esperanza and the Canine Shelter. So that's the Hope Sanctuary with Maria Franco. I was down there this past weekend with a young man who I believe will be calling in today.
We have a call in already waiting.
We do got a call. Great.
Yes.
We want to go ahead and bring that. Is that who we got?
We'll see. So there we go. Hey, thanks for holding. You are on air with Walton Tyson and Global Recovery Today.
Hi. Well, thank you for having me on the show.
And thank you. And you are?
My name is Jesse Garrettson.
Hey, Jesse. Thanks so much for being on the show.
Hey, Jesse.
Oh, yeah, my pleasure. Hey, Tyson.
Hey. Can you hear everything okay? How's your connection?
Yeah, I can hear it all good.
Great.
We are all set.
You sound fabulous. You sound fabulous on this end.
Okay. You sound really good.
Thank you.
And so I know I wanted you to share a little bit about your experience having been, a vet and come out of service for 9 years, counterintelligence, really, I don't want to say a career soldier, but, you were pretty successful, and maybe you want to share a little bit about that experience and, just let it rip.
Which branch of service were you in?
Yeah, I was in the Army.
Army. Okay, well, thanks so much for that.
Yeah. Oh, you're welcome. My
Seriously.
honor and pleasure.
Yeah.
I was 5 years active duty, 4 years reserve, and just had gotten back from Afghanistan when I got out of active duty and kind of was transitioning into civilian life. And, I really didn't think that I had anything traumatic. I mean, I'd had some stuff happen, and but I really didn't think that it had affected me in any negative way. However, when I came back, I just noticed, like I was really not functioning on a level that I was used to. And,
on all cylinders.
I was making some really poor choices, and just kind of loose and whatever with my life, and so I realized that I had some traumatic brain injury while I was in Afghanistan, and other things that had happened. And so I kind of just made it a mission to get healed, to figure out what was going on. And I originally went to the VA. and, you know, thinking, oh, these guys have the resources and the resources for me to get better. And I moved to Tucson specifically to, you know, really tackle it. And what I noticed when I was at the VA, and what I noticed with a lot of other vets, is that I started going downhill. Like it was just making it worse. Like I couldn't even go into the VA without, you know, feeling sick to my stomach. And so at that point, I was like, all right, you know, whatever this is going on here is like, it's not working. So I started looking into more traditional, like more energetic type, you know, like alternative types of healing. And so that's kind of been my road and my path, and always with the vision of like, you know, I'd like to really heal myself so I could help my brothers and sisters who are hurting as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I did. I ended up going to Southwest Institute of Healing Arts, studied life coaching, spirituality, some polarity and Reiki.
Good. So you even
like
learned meditation as well, right?
Meditation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got way into meditation. Still love meditation.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I think, you know, one of the best things
Agreed.
out there. But really, I mean, honestly, I think that one of the, you know, I mean, I think a holistic life in general is the best way to go.
Absolutely.
But what I've noticed for myself and for other veterans, I think one of the most powerful energetic forms of healing is just having a dog, you know, having that companionship. And I know that, you know, my dog Pluto, I consider him, you know, just to be, you know, my best friend, but on top of that, one of my, you know, biggest spiritual teachers of just kind of how to let things go and just enjoy life, you know.
Cool.
How long have you had Pluto now?
I've had him for about 4 years.
Okay. And, you know, you were referred to me by a friend that there's a lot of groups out there that are coming together, collaborating to work in what is, it's funny, we call it alternative healing, or, you know, traditional, non-traditional. These modalities, acupuncture, meditation, mindfulness, alternatives, they don't cost, well, the acupuncture is going to cost some money, but it doesn't feed the pharmaceutical industry. It's not a medication that you take. It can be done with very little money. You know, we're gonna talk and continue talking about ways that the Global Recovery Today group and the recovery dogs are going to empower people to raise money for their own treatment while supporting nonprofits. So we'll get more into that, but staying with you, you know, in your experience, you started working with Pluto, but you got Pluto as a support animal. You kind of intuitively knew, and that started to help your quality of life. And so we're really kind of at the next step of really doing a personal inward journey, both you and I together. I'm watching the news and I'm watching all the different sides of politics, socialism or capitalism, and I realize no system is going to work as long as we don't have individual and personal integrity. And being able to work on ourselves and do it through, you know, basic practices of meditation, mindfulness, inquiry. That's the invitation to Jesse. Jesse took a trip with me down to see what's going down in Mexico. What was your thoughts about what you experienced in Mexico, Jesse?
Well, so we went to Mexico and met a girl named Martha. She runs a recovery shelter for dogs down there, like a humane type thing. And you know, she needs help. And you know, to me, it just seemed like such an opportunity and such a great thing to happen. You know, you were saying just as far as getting like nothing in politics working until we really get into that integrity. And I think that dogs, you know, just point to really kind of harmonizing with nature again, harmonizing with ourselves, and, you know, getting us back to kind of the roots of like life. And so I think that, you know, I was really excited at the opportunity to to grow that into something where, you know, we're taking people with severe PTSD or addiction problems and, you know, having them work with these dogs for a while and dog behavioralists and kind of reconnecting to their selves, their higher, like, inner knowing, and connecting, then also serving the world and giving them, you know, purpose and mission again.
Yeah, I'm excited to work with you because you have already started the journey, and you see that how the relationship can help you sort of come out of your shell and start to work on yourself while you're working with the animal. And that really is part of what we're going to be attempting to do in our pilot program. So we are going to start out with probably anywhere from 5 to 10, most likely vets. It's not, you know, whether they have, you know, addiction or is less what we're focusing on here than we are, you know, just the need for healing that hasn't been given by the current system. And a lot of it is this just separation that we feel. And when we've been traumatized, you know, by violence, by being asked to do things that are against our core values, we shame ourselves. We get, you know, the guilt and the shame, and we retreat and our heart closes down. The idea is that giving these men an opportunity to be in a group that is, one, humbly serving in a way that is clearly in the benefit of these animals, the dogs that need the care, but also receiving the love, the unconditional love that comes from them immediately, opens up the heart space. And from there, we can start working on some of the belief structures that keep us really in the mode of core unworthiness, is the term that you've heard used before, and it really works for me, that there's something underneath that makes me feel like I don't deserve to be successful, deserve to be loved, deserve to be part of society. And what we do is we take the unconditional love of the dog, but then we collectively as men say, love in our society isn't really unconditional. There's certain behaviors and certain expectations in order to get the admiration and the love of society. And we're going to be working on those values and ethics as a group, which, you know, Jesse and I have already talked about. You know, the plan laid it out. There have been people who have, you know, come through the program of Ibogaine Institute is a good example. They come, they do the medicine, they let go of the drugs that were basically helping them cope and be part of society, and then they go back home to the culture and the family and many of the issues that precipitated the drug use. And it's really, really hard to survive and cope in that environment. So what we'll be seeing here over the next few months as the resources come in, as the people that, I can't tell you how many people are lined up to be of service, people that are therapists, people that are counselors, dog behavioralists. I've got a list that will be coming on to the show, and each of them in their own time talking about how they plan to contribute to this vision of being, you know, collectively part of a community, each in our own right healing. And it's inspiring, and I'm really excited about it. I wanted to give, you know, Jesse an opportunity. We've got another caller coming in. I don't know, have we got the other call in yet? Well,
no, we don't. I'll let you know.
Okay. So Samantha is a young woman who came through our program a while back, and she's an amazing story. So we're going to hear from her too. But I want to get maybe another few words from you, Jesse, about what your hopeful expectations are, what you feel is emerging.
You were talking about how, you know, the unconditional love of dogs and bringing that into the healing. And I think that what a great way, what really excites me is taking these dogs, and dogs are, of course, man's best friend. And taking dogs that maybe have been abused or, not wanted or just born in the wrong side and don't have. And so it's also a two-way street. It's people serving dogs for what they've given it to us, and making the program really about service to the dogs. And then, in that way, kind of allowing that love connection or whatever to change you and to bring you into a new hope or whatever. And so that's what I'm really hoping. I mean, for me, I know that I still have some issues, I with TBI and all this other things, like I don't have the best memory. I kind of get overwhelmed with a lot of stuff.
Can you touch on,
so,
did you have a lot of PTSD from being in the military? Post-traumatic stress disorder?
Yeah, I definitely did, and I definitely still struggle with it at points.
What's PTI?
Again, I've done quite a bit of work, and it can be frustrating, when it kind of reemerges, and I find myself kind of in the same predicament. But again, I mean, that is where my dog has really helped me the most out of anything that I've tried.
Of
the
course.
VA, energy, whatever.
Course.
I mean, and there's good programs in the VA, and I'm not knocking the energy work as well, because I feel like that's really been helpful, and the meditation and all that stuff. But I mean, really, when it comes down to what is the most powerful thing for me, when I find myself in an episode, or when I find myself just kind of checking out, it's my dog. What does my dog want to do? Go for a walk.
Well, of course Pluto wants to go for a walk.
that kind of thing.
Well, our caller is here. I'm going to put her on, but
Okay. Yeah, put her on. Then I want to ask Jesse one more
sure.
question. But let's bring her in.
Thanks for joining the conversation. You're on with Walt, Jesse, and Tyson here at Global Recovery Today. So we got one more question. Hey, real quick, you're on air, but we got one more question for our other guest, real quick.
I want to say hi to Sam.
Okay.
Hi, Sam.
Hey, Sam. Thanks for calling.
Hi, Tyson.
I'm glad you called in. We're
Yeah.
going to check in with you in a second.
Give us a sec.
You had mentioned,
Jesse.
Jesse, you had mentioned PMI or PBI. What was that?
Yeah,
condition?
what was that phrase?
Wait,
TBI?
Yes. What is that?
I'm not sure. TBI? I don't know what I...
Or TBI, PBI, something like that. Yeah. That's
okay.
okay. It's all
What
right.
is TBI?
Oh, TBI. Oh, I'm sorry. TBI. It's traumatic brain injury.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So that basically affects you occasionally, where you have spells of disassociation, and right.
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to be clear, because you used a term that I had not heard before, and it's important. This is a vehicle. This radio show is a vehicle for people to come and tell their story, and I hope that if each time there's one or two people that tell their story, that somebody listening relates to it and sees that they can get some healing, either through working with animals, through plant medicine, through Reiki, through yoga, meditation, whatever it is that you're sharing work for you. So when you mention a condition, I just want to get clarity, so anybody who's listening down the road will be able to say, oh my God, it helps for that.
Yeah, that's me.
Let me inquire more.
Okay.
Okay, Sam, how you doing, dear?
Hey, Sam. So, Jesse, thanks so
Good.
much for
How are you
calling.
guys?
We're about done. Did you have anything else you want to add before we sign off?
No, just thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah,
I'm
thank
real
you.
excited for the opportunity and the adventure that waits us all. And I know that a lot of things are going down in our country and in our world.
Yes, there are.
And so this is the time for change and
Yes, it is.
really coming together. So thank you.
Well, keep us posted and call back sometime.
Oh, my brother.
All right. Well, thank you.
Sammy, how you doing, dear?
Thanks.
Good.
There you go. Hey, Sam, welcome to the show.
So Sam
Thank you.
was,
Thanks for having me.
yeah, Sam was one of the people who reached out when I started threading about the recovery dogs, and she says, "Well, how can I be of service?" Do you want to sort of give us the lowdown of what your experience was with Ibogaine, first of all, like how you and I got to know each other?
Okay, yeah. So, well, it was last year when I did Ibogaine. I was a really heavy heroin addict. I was doing like 2 to 3 grams a day through IV. And like Ibogaine was my first time ever trying to get sober in that whole year. And I found it on the internet because I remembered like listening and like watching this show like on the Discovery Channel about like Ibogaine, the medicine. It's supposed to be like a miracle drug for heroin addicts. And so I thought like, oh, maybe this will work. I'll try that. So that's how I got on Full of Tyson, because it's through Ibogaine University. And then I went there, stayed for almost a month, and I did it, which was pretty cool. Some crazy experiences, but like all in all, it was really helpful.
And then just recently, I guess you're feeling inclined to get involved. What's going on with that?
Yeah, now that I'm like sober and clean, it's like I want to help out, I want to do stuff, and I have like a lot of medical experience, so I wanted to like put that in also. So like the dogs, even when I was at the Ibogaine University, there was a ton of puppies there, and like every day I sat out there with like a different puppy. It was so awesome.
When I to tell the story, when I started out, I was doing dog rescue, and then I took over Ibogaine University. It had been established by somebody else, and I really I didn't know I was going to be doing Ibogaine treatments as well. I really just wanted to support people that were going into treatment and people coming out of treatment with community, and be able to give them a place to recover, because traditional treatments were a week and people were sent home. And so when Samantha came, I was still in my investigation into dog rescue and post recovery. I brought on some additional help, and in an effort to make the Ibogaine clinic more effective, we actually removed the dogs, and it was a difficult thing for me. And I'm going back to that now. I actually am, sort of stepping away from being involved with Ibogaine Institute as a clinic, and I'm going to be focusing really on the dogs and helping people fund their own treatment, whatever treatment they choose. And so Samantha, has been communicating with me that she wanted to get involved, and we had a dog that was in line to be euthanized. She needed to be vaccinated and needed to get to a vet, and so I got a call from the head veterinarian in Rosarito, and asked if I would support the dog, and I said yes. So I did, but we didn't have any place to take the dog, and nobody was down there. That right now we don't have this. We're not set up. We've got everything's ready. We just got to get the people and the resources down there. It's happening. It's all happening right now, but I can't keep my mouth shut, and I'm already talking about wanting to help. So people are like, "I've got this dog," and so I just reached out to the community, and Samantha responded. And she said I would love to. She actually went and crossed over the border and tell us about that. Tell us what happened where, you responded and said yes, and then what happened?
Yeah, it was kind of difficult, like trying, because I don't have like international calling, so it's kind of hard trying to find the people at first to meet up with the puppy. But I mean, once we got her, she was only like 2.5 months, like super calm, like really tiny, super thin, and like these long, lengthy legs. Like she's like a little baby deer, it looks like. But she was so sweet. And so after we got her, we crossed the border, we went to the store and we got her like pet food because we're trying to make her fat again, because you can see her ribs and everything. Like, but she's doing great now. We've only had her like a couple days. She's already like running up and down the stairs. At like first she was really scared. Like she wouldn't want to go up the stairs, and like she was a little timid when you reached for her, but now she's just like loving it. And she's gaining weight, and she's going to the bathroom really well. She's had a couple accidents inside, but she's doing a lot better. Like, we've been working with her really good. And I have help with my boyfriend, so he's loving it too, because he wanted a puppy. So I'm like, this is your substitute for right now until you find one that you really want. So yeah, we're looking for a good home for her right now.
So in rescue work, we talk about foster care. So some people actually help keep the dogs until we place them. So if they're either in a kennel situation, like we have one here in Los Angeles, and then we also have some care down in Mexico, and we're trying to establish, more, let's call them safe zones for dogs, where we can keep them until they get to the adoptions on the weekends and we place them. And if Samantha falls in love with the dog and decides she wants to keep it, which she won't, she's just being of service, but if she does, it's not a bad thing. But then what it does is, like, we call that a failed foster. And then she's perfectly welcome to adopt the puppy and help. But the problem then is there as a safe haven for dogs that are coming off the streets. So it's important for me to foster care, to take the dogs in, care for them, and then let go. Now, it's hard. If you care for dogs and you love them, you're going to get attached to it. You're going to love the dog, and it's going to be hard to let go. But I'm sending this out to people, that one of the greatest lessons that I've learned in this process is to love fully, to really open your heart up and enjoy it and have it, and then to let go and give that to another human being, to let them have that love, and to go ahead and mourn and close the heart back up and be okay and go back out in the world. And, I call it, this is what I say: to love and to lose and not use is the greatest achievement in early sobriety that we can do. And so what I'm hoping that people that are letting go of something like a heavy heroin addiction, they may use the animals temporarily as a way of loving themselves and feeling connected. And then when it's time to surrender that animal, a couple magical things happen. One is they go through the grieving process, and they do that without using a substance, the one of their choice that was keeping them down. And they get some integrity, and they get some strength of character, and they get the confidence that, wow, I can do this. I can live life. I can go out and I can take a chance and love somebody and know that it might end poorly, but then not have to use, which maybe you could speak to that a little bit, Samantha, because you've had that experience.
Oh, yeah, kind of. But I've relapsed a few times since I've done Ibogaine. But I've been clean for like a few months now. And now that, having a dog totally helps. I have my own dog, but I neglected him so much when I was using. It was horrible. I just let that little go. Which he totally felt it too, because he gets depressed and gets anxiety and stuff now, and he's only 6 years old. But now that we're with this dog, she's super loving, and it's nice to actually give an animal affection instead of a drug.
Yeah.
You don't want to be a slave to a drug. You'd rather be the master to an animal, kind of obedience, I guess. And it teaches you that too. When you have something and you're taking care of it and you have that responsibility, it's a lot better than being bored, doing nothing, and just thinking about getting high all day.
Oh, you just said it.
That's how it is.
Talk about that, Sam. That what you mentioned there about you've had some stumbles, and I know what happens is we lose focus. We don't have a mission. We don't have a purpose, and we get a little bit lost, or we get in and around people that are, not moving in a healing direction. Even if they're not using. And then often we get around people that are using, and when it happens, we're at risk of relapse, and and so you mentioned that you've had a couple times when you used, and then when you reached out to me, it's kind of like, I know what's going on. It's like, I need to be involved. If I'm not working and helping in and around recovery, then my life starts to take me back in the other direction. And I think that that's what's happening with you, right?
Yeah, I was in a toxic relationship, that. And the guy kept using, and so then I just kept falling back into it. And he hasn't been in my life for a few months, and it's been great because now I can focus on myself. And I have another person who's not using and who's totally sober, and he loves it. And we go out and do stuff. And it's not pushing me back down like it was before, because I would just get so beat up on myself from like my ex like using all of the time, and I just like he would blame it on me and everything else. So I would just get put back in that. And now that that hasn't been happening, it's been so much better. Like I'm actually focusing on going to school, and I'm going to teach English in a different country hopefully pretty soon. But yeah, like all my goals are coming back, and I still do outpatient. I've been doing that for a couple months now, just because I want to stay in it. Like I want to stay sober, I want to stay clean, and I want my life to continue in like this direction. But I want to be brought back down.
That's awesome.
Proud of you. I'm so proud of you for doing, taking the steps you needed to. And when those relationships are hard to let go and people stay connected, and you want so badly.
Oh, they're super hard. Yeah, that's why I got in contact with you, because I knew you'd have stuff for me to do. Another way to keep me busy.
That's it. That's what I plan on having plenty of opportunities for people that find themselves struggling, and it might be go pick up a puppy dog. It might be get on the phone. I don't know, but there's always something for people to do. So if your life lacks purpose and you need a mission, we're working towards helping nonprofits bring whatever their thing is to the world. People that come through our program will stay in community through aftergain.com, which we'll be launching here within the next probably 30 to 60 days. And Aftergain,
Awesome.
yeah, that's going to be a website that will allow us to have regular group check-ins. We'll have peer groups, and also work with therapists. There are a bunch of therapists that want to work with people who have struggled with addiction that take Ibogaine or other psychedelics to heal. Because it's not legal in the States, they don't have access to that group of people to learn from. So when I go to conferences, or if I'm, as a member of LAMPS, LA Medicinal Plant Society, or the AWARE Project, there's lots of academics and people that are in and around plant and psychedelic medicines that would love to help you, Samantha, that would love to work with you. So, you reached out to me. I give you just a little job. You feel great. The dog gets to get out of the streets and has a home. And we have something to tell people as a success story that you don't have to stay in a bad relationship. You don't have to use if you feel bad. There are other things you can do. How do you feel right now?
I feel awesome. Like, I'm getting more relationships back, like all the ones I lost with my family and stuff, and just like my friends. And I'm pretty much getting my life back together. It's so nice. I haven't had this feeling for like a couple of years. And it's just like, I feel really great about it.
Well, I know there are some
The dogs
people,
definitely help.
there are some people listening that are considering treatment, that are waiting in line to get into treatment, and have been waiting because of funding. They didn't have the money, and they actually got a scholarship from their church. And so I just want to tell you, if you're listening and you need help and you don't think that you can afford treatment, do not let that get in the way of you picking up the phone. I know the phone seems like it weighs 10 tons, but my experience is that if you really are done and you want help, just reach out. We will figure out a way to get you the help that you're looking for. So,
And I became a great experience, especially when I did it, I've only done like one psychedelic, and I was acid before I did Ibogaine. That was totally like a mind blower. It's crazy because like everything you see and how you feel afterwards, you're a completely different person after you do it. And it affects people differently, of course, like everything does. But it's like somebody wants to take the opportunity to do it and they're ready for it, I totally suggest it. And just go in with the aftercare and follow through, because that's the only way you're going to stay sober, because you'll probably relapse if you don't. That's where I made the mistake. I didn't follow through, and if I would have, I probably would have been sober like that whole entire time.
So the message is that Ibogaine works. It'll help you detox, and it'll give you a great opportunity to stay sober, but it won't keep you sober. It's not the magic bullet in the sense that you take it and you never have to worry about craving or using again. The intense mental part where you are telling yourself, I got to use in order to be happy, that goes away, and it only comes back if you find yourself under a lot of stress without some way of activity, I'm going to use the word ritual, some practice. You have a practice, whether it be exercise, yoga, meditation. These are all things that we do that are available, that don't cost you any money, that can help you do it. But I'm going to tell you, if you don't have purpose, if there's not something you get up and strive for each day, you're at great risk of relapse. And that's been just my experience. And I know
Yeah, it's almost like replacing one addiction with the next, like, but a good addiction this time, not a bad, not something that pulls you down or makes you a slave. It's more like replacing it with something that makes you feel good. You want that good rush, not that dope sick rush or anything. And you're like, your neurons come back and everything. It just takes time. You have to be like willing to be patient and wait for it.
Yeah,
nothing happens overnight.
Yeah, I watched you with your first. I remember it clearly. You know, you came in pretty strung out, and after a week or two, I think the intention was to go, but you realized that you weren't ready, and you made the decision to stay longer. And I watched you just start to really recover. And so that magic bullet idea for many people, wash that out of your brain. 30 days minimum in recovery, but really 60 or 90 days is what you're trying to achieve if you can.
Yeah, the aftercare is definitely worth it, because then you still get to do like toad and what's the other one? I forgot. Ayahuasca. Yes, that's the one I missed. I didn't get to make it to ayahuasca. I still want to do it someday, but
well,
that's what really helps too.
Yeah, the medicine is going to be around. The recovery dogs is focusing on the
self-healing.
Well, all of the things that we can do that are legal in the states, so that we can get funding for it. And people can go and do their own healing at any institution. They could go to Ibogaine Institute. They could go to any one of the Peruvian or Costa Rican ayahuasca retreats. Many of them will be on the websites that we'll be hosting, and each having an opportunity to present their practice, their shaman, their medicine. So really, there's going to be a confluence. Everybody's going to be coming together, trying to just offer what they can to the community, and people that need will ask for what they need. So stick around, Sam. We're definitely going to get you to ayahuasca if that's what your intention is.
Oh yeah, I plan on doing it a couple of times. You guys will see me much more.
Yeah. Well,
plan on following through.
I'm glad you reached out, and I'm glad you responded to the call for help, because that's a big deal. You helped out that little dog, and you helped yourself, and you're an example of what's possible.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you so much for giving me that opportunity.
So Sam, what are you doing?
I
mean, you're going to school. You obviously take care of your dog. What else are you doing to keep busy?
Well, I do outpatient 3 days a week, and I still have court classes. They should be done like next week.
Good.
Like completely done next week. So I'll be done with all my court stuff.
Good.
Thank God. But yeah, I'm going to keep going to my classes through my outpatient, because I see like 2 therapists and 2 doctors. So they really help a lot. And I go to Escondido at the Crosby Clinic.
Okay.
Which they're pretty cool there, and they get people out of jail, and help them out. So I've seen them actually recover a ton of people also through that. But yeah, it's more on how it's like my next step. I take one day at a time. I can't plan for more than that, because then I'm just going to overwhelm myself. So that's what I just doing, one day at a time, trying to do the best I can.
Awesome. That's fabulous.
Yeah. Which clinic are you going to right now for your outpatient?
The Crosby Clinic in Escondido.
Great. What do you think about the program?
It's pretty good. I mean, I get a lot of help there. Like a lot of therapy I needed for years. I'm finally started to open up to everybody and let stuff go.
And we got our
I don't have it all built up inside me anymore.
That's wonderful. Hey, Tyson, we got our third caller.
Okay. Did you say Crosby? Spell that for me, Sam.
CROBSY. OSBY, sorry.
Hang in there. Can she stay on the line while you answer the other one?
Absolutely.
Okay, so hold on, Sam, okay?
We got Hi, you are
Okay.
on air with Walton Tyson in Global Recovery Today. Who's this? Well, they're on. Hello. Well, I'll mute him. Okay. So that's wonderful. I mean, you're taking this seriously. You're using all of the resources available to you, and it definitely is one step and one bite at a time. That's the way it works.
Oh yeah.
What's your dog's name?
As an outpatient
The
program.
dog I have right now, his name is Diesel. He's a Pomeranian. And then the dog we brought over from Mexico, the 2.5-month-old, we named her Destiny.
Destiny. Perfect.
Yeah.
Right. Well, Destiny
Perfect.
has a date with Destiny coming up. I'm going to be down in Mexico this weekend. We have been not gifted, but somebody, a good dear friend, Leslie, is donating a travel trailer to go down to put on the Hope Sanctuary. So we're actually going to have a place for people to stay, people that will be working down there until we find where the actual ranch is going to be, the actual property where we'll be doing, the people will stay when they come down to do the work. We haven't found that yet, so we're currently looking, and there, in the meantime, there's going to be, finding housing for the people as they come down. That's all going to come to fruition here in the next week or two. So I'll keep people posted on that. But I'll be coming back up on the way, Sam. I'll be
What?
Destiny with me.
All right, sounds good. I'd love to go down there with you this weekend if you want me to.
Love her fully, with an open heart, and just know that when you go through that of letting go, we're here for you.
Absolutely.
Pick up the phone and call us.
Mm-hmm.
Go to your group. If the pain is more than you can bear, pick up the phone and call me. We'll get you another puppy dog. But let's do this thing together.
All right, sounds good.
You can love and lose and not use. But
Exactly,
I will tell you
I like
this.
that.
I love you, dear.
Yes, we
I
do.
do.
So thanks for being on the show. Keep us posted, and God bless. And give Destiny a little hug for us.
Great, Sam.
Oh, thank you guys so much.
Thanks,
I
Sam.
appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Our caller, I just texted and said that she just now got off the mute, so we want to try again.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Hi, you're back.
Hi, yes.
There we go.
Find my mute.
You're on air with Walton Tyson in Global Recovery Today.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Tyson.
Hey, dear. Is Melanie?
Yes, it is.
Hey, Melanie. Thanks for
Beautiful.
Melanie or Melody.
Did you know I was going to have you call in and be on live? Are you okay with being on the air?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. That's fine.
We're cool.
I didn't know, though. It did catch me off guard.
I know you were trying to log in and watch the show, and I said, well, just call in. And I realized that I didn't, because I'm trying to do it while we're talking to Samantha. And I know you missed a lot of it, but it's recorded, so you'll be able to when we get off, go ahead and listen to the show and hear, you get to hear Samantha with her experience because she came through the program, and so and I know you have been you and I have been talking about treatment. You're getting ready. How you feeling?
I'm ready. I'm looking forward to this completely. I think let me get myself up speaker.
Okay.
Okay, there it is. Anyway, sorry about that. I'm definitely looking forward to getting to have this experience. I'm really excited about ayahuasca. I've done some reading on it tonight, and it sounds amazing. So a little nerve-wracking, but I'm ready.
Your addiction's been kicking your butt, and do you want to speak a little bit about how that came to fruition, and then maybe how you found out about Ibogaine?
Yeah, your journey to Ibogaine.
Absolutely. Okay, well, I am a heroin addict. I am an IV heroin addict. I also shoot speed as well, but I'm not doing that in preparation for the Ibogaine.
Good girl.
This addiction has been plaguing me, not this particular substance, but addiction in general has been plaguing me for, 20 years, if not more. And it's taken on a whole new spin. I've definitely hit a bottom I didn't see for myself. I do come from recovery. I had 5 years clean, and I went on pain management due to a back injury. I did everything under the sun to stay away from pain medication, but it just I couldn't really have a quality of life. I was locking up.
Couldn't escape. It's totally understandable.
Yeah, yep. And then after doing that for a couple of months, it just was a slippery slope. And here I sit 5 years later, and I found Ibogaine through a psychologist friend of mine who recommended it based on a client she had who went through it. So it sounds amazing.
How long have you and
It
I been
is.
talking?
What's that?
Like, I know you've been trying. The problem was funds, right? I mean, you didn't have the money for treatment, and then you really got a great community. Your church, you were.
Yes, and I'm so excited that a church is actually backing this kind of treatment. Because let's face it, we're all drug addicts, and when we go and tell our people that we want to go do ayahuasca and Ibogaine, it sounds like we're just wanting to go have fun, which it's going to be an amazing experience. But they were very supportive, and I'm very happy about that. It was a local church here, St. Tim's, and they're going to be funding not only for me but for my boyfriend as well. So I mean, they're kicking forth quite a bit of money, and I'm very happy about it. We got lucky, very blessed.
I gotta tell you, my heart opened. I'm sitting, there. You had reached out to me and said, I got sponsorship and we're gonna do it. You told me it was a church, and like a light bulb went in my head. We can't get insurance companies to pay for Ibogaine. The government's not going to fund Ibogaine.
Absolutely
they got
not.
vets that are dying of overdoses and suicide. So this shout out to Chris Christie, who really wants to do something and start an opiate panel. Well, call me. You know what I mean? Let's talk about Ibogaine, because it can save a lot of lives. And the reality is that you found out the hard way that even with 5 years sober, if you have to take opiates, whether you're an addict or not, you're going to get dependent on them. They are addictive. There's no way around it. We're giving it to our kids for pain meds. We're giving it out, and people become addicted. And then what do? We give them Suboxone. They can't afford the pain meds anymore, so then they end up going to heroin. And
Exactly.
I can't tell you how many moms call me up, and I'll be like, my 15-year-old daughter has been hooked on heroin for a year, and I didn't even know it. And it was because she got pain meds when she was whatever age, and then in the school, she got that rush of it, and they're readily available in the school, and so therefore they start to abuse the drugs, and then they get access to heroin, and then it's epidemic, people. We know that, and the overdoses because of fentanyl being mixed in with the heroin. It's crazy that we haven't really addressed this in a more aggressive way, and I'm glad that you personally have found out about Ibogaine and are taking a step. And was it scary to you, like the idea of going and doing this powerful psychedelic down in Mexico?
A little bit. I'm not gonna lie, a little bit. It's the unknown. I'm kind of a different drug addict in the way that I never really was gung-ho. Whenever I try a new substance, I always had that little bit of fear in me. I guess so there are quite a few addicts like me too, but so there's a little bit of a fear, but I feel completely comfortable and safe in the environment that institute provides, and the fact that there's a doctor there and you guys check everything out, and it sounds perfectly safe to me. So I'm ready.
Well, let's put our mindful prayers together for you and for your boyfriend and for all the other souls that are going to be going into treatment this next couple of weeks. I've become a firm believer in a higher power, and that prayer really works. And if you open your heart up and you call in, for change, it's happening in my life. And I'm, just so grateful to be able to be of service. And I'm glad you found found us.
Is your boyfriend going down with you, or are you guys doing separately?
Well, we're doing the experience separately.
Okay.
We are going together, but we're not. We're going to be in separate houses.
So you're going together, but you're going in separate together, but separate. So at the same time. Okay. Super.
Yes, because it's from what I understand, it's very important that we have our own experience.
Yes.
In fact, I don't even think they really like couples going together. So just for anybody listening out there, it's the individual experience is what they like to go for. And I can see the merit in that. So they are separating us. We're lucky that they're letting us go together because we're both ready. So we're just lucky.
I was kind of part of me didn't want to bring it up, but let's just go ahead and address it since the cat's out of the bag.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I mean, what I love about this is an opportunity to be authentic and honest, and we really don't like people coming together, but it really is irresponsible if you've got two people that want to come off the streets and stop using heroin to tell one person they got to wait 3 weeks before they can have treatment while the other one comes in. The problem with people when they come together when they have a relationship is they care deeply for the other person, and when they're coming in to have the experience, it's really about letting go of all of the pretending and really getting gnarly and like getting sick, and with ayahuasca there's purging and puking, and it's about being fallible, vulnerable, and it's hard when to see a loved one go through it. We worry about them, and so to really remove ourselves from any primary relationships, go into a new environment where we can focus just on our own story, and getting rid of the old story, and getting grounded in a new way of being. It is not optimal to be in and around a life partner or somebody that you care deeply for and go through it together. But at the same time, you've got two people that are actively using that need help, and to tell one you can help them while the other one waits, because the option was for her boyfriend to go on, continue using heroin for 3 weeks, or to go on harm reduction meds. The problem with methadone and Suboxone, these long-acting opiates, is it disqualifies you for treatment for up to 3 weeks. So it extends the time it takes before we can treat you with Ibogaine and the cost to get you to treatment. So, there's a lot to be considered when somebody just decides that they want help. It's not just an easy come on down. Like with you, Melanie, the speed as part of your drug regimen. You're not alone. Most people do heroin and then they do the speed to balance it out. And you can't have any speed or methamphetamine, no cocaine, no alcohol for a week prior to treatment. Many people don't have the willpower just to not do it. So, you understand how important it is that you not use between now and then, because people. Absolutely. Well, people set the intention and then they come down and they just figure,
who's going to know?
We can't treat you if you have any speed or cocaine in your system. So don't.
Yeah, speaking of that, Kathleen and Tom both had mentioned us coming out on Friday, even though programming starts on Monday. And I did mention to them that we probably would still have some speed in our system by Friday. But if we're out there for the weekend, just to kind of relax is what she sounds like she wants us to do, and just get acclimated, or acclimatized rather, and just kind of relax, get into this. So by that time, by the time you guys have the programming, we should be fine to go.
Yeah, trust them. Trust whatever the guidance you get from them. They really want to help, and they're doing, even though you might not understand why they're asking it. There's a reason behind it. So
sure.
If you can follow their directions, then do it. If not for whatever reason, then just communicate. So
we're all on the same team, and there's a method to their madness. And we are out of time. As I appreciate you taking the leap and joining the show. Once you guys go through the whole process, we'd love to have you come back and tell us how it went.
I would love to do that. Absolutely.
All right, dear. Well, I'm excited for you. I'll probably see if you go to. When are you going? When are you going down?
We're going to go down on Friday, and we'll be there for 3 weeks.
All right. Well,
Super.
I will see you this weekend, dear.
And
Stay
All right,
safe.
thank you.
best to you on your journey, and God bless. And thanks for calling, and we'll catch up at the other end.
All right, thank you so much.
Thanks, Melanie. Bye.
Here. All right, well,
Bye-bye.
thank you. I know we got off to a rocky start, but
That's quite all right. We had a fabulous show. We got 3 folks on. That's just incredible. And you have been tuned into Global Recovery Today. We're here about every other Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific here at Universal Broadcasting Network, UBN Radio. And you can catch us on Stitcher, iTunes. We're even part of the iHeartRadio family. Tune in, and of course, YouTube. And we hope you like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. And what's the best way for them to get a hold of you, Tyson?
310-467-6783. And the websites that are going to be coming online, and I apologize, guys, resources, human and monetary, have been slow, but they're coming. GlobalRecoveryToday.com, which will be a hub for nonprofits. There's going to be a way for you, if you're struggling with addiction, to raise money for your own treatment through that and through the recovery dogs. And then aftergain.com. So just, keep coming into the shows, and as we work on it, if you've got some talent that you'd like to share, either in web development and anything, we could use it. All the help we can get.
And that's it for us today. Thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you next time. And until then, God bless everyone.
Thanks, Walt.
Sure.
Lend your ears, lend your hands, lend your movement, anything you can. Come to teach, come to be taught. Come in the likeness and the image of God, 'cause you can be like that, with all that humbleness and all that respect.